Cunningham, and again this week from the news from Paris. 2 weeks ago, the spring showings, and the granddaddy of all the shows is the Chanel show held at the Grand Palais. It's fantastic for so many reasons. It's like a 10-ring circus. The guests going to it, about 2,500 people, the show itself, and the setting. But aside from that, stars of the guests at the show were all the wildly inventive and witty accessories that were shown 6 months ago in the collection. And it was the collection that took place in a Chanel supermarket, as you remember. The big standout was the shopping basket. You see, the House of Chanel, realizing that the great feather houses, costume jewelry makers, and other accessory makers were going out of business. So the House of Chanel brought up about 6 of the best of them. And they're now under the umbrella of Chanel. And of course, that means that Chanel has a lock on making the best and most inventive accessories you can think of. Oh, and there were about 5 or 6 women wearing the 2-piece sweatsuit, but it was filled with holes, as if the moths had had a feast. And frankly, it was an idea that Comme des Garçons, the Japanese designer, showed when she first came to Paris 20 years ago. Sweaters with, as one woman in New York said, "Oh, those unexpected little holes," as she looked into Bendel's window. That was worn by the audience, all of this. In the show itself, one of the highlights to my eye was the revival of the white blouse. Now, we haven't seen that. It was a major fashion department in stores throughout the world in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s when it disappeared. We have the shirt in New York. Don't confuse it. This is the blouse in luxurious silk, filled with dressmaking details and lace inserts, everything you could imagine. Many women going to the show had already caught on to the theme from last season from Chanel, and other designers. Blouse, wonderful, look at it, lace detailing and everything from Givenchy to from Chloe, the House of Chloe. So as you could see at the Chanel show, there's not only the biggest audience, the most extraordinary presentation and setting in the Grand Palais, but there is the fashion news.